Everyone. I'm just coming on here to correlate how Scientology got their tax exempt status, along with how the Branch Davidians wanted to have religious freedom. So in 1993, when Clinton was in office, there was a lot of talk about religious freedoms in our country. And the Branch Davidians wanted to be recognized as a religion. This prompted Scientology to file lawsuits against the IRS in order to get their tax-exempt status. They filed about 1,000 lawsuits to individual IRS agents. This is how eventually they won their tax-exempt status. So, Scientology has harmed children. Scientology is the enemy. Scientology has trafficked children from state to state. Some of their policies on children are very harmful. Kelly Copter did a video stating that when she was 6 years old, she was declared a suppressive person. In Scientology, at the age of 6, is when most children in Scientology start going on course for Scientology products and courses. Scientology is the reason that Scientology is the reason why Surrey and Katie Holmes left the Church of Scientology. They divorced. Katie Holmes divorced Tom Cruise while he was on his set of Oblivion, while that was being filmed. She did it in a secret way because her father was an attorney and also knew what was going on. He had bought her a burner phone so she could leave the horrible organization known as Scientology. Katie Holmes has been silent because of her divorce clause with Tom Cruise. He put in there a lot of shady stipulations, including the fact that she was not allowed to date in public for 5 years. Even Surrey Holmes decided to not have Tom Cruise's last name. Scientology has trafficked children. Scientology is a human trafficking cult. This is why so many members leave. This is what happened with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman's two adopted children are still in Scientology, and Tom Cruise has decided to tell his children that his mother is a suppressive person. Their mother is a suppressive person. Tom Cruise has created more suppressive people within the Church of Scientology than any other member. Nazanin Boniadi was auditioned to be Tom Cruise's new wife. However, because she was so upset with how he treats people, she was bawling her eyes out. They forced her to clean bathrooms on her hands and knees with a toothbrush. Nazanin Boniadi is no longer a Scientologist. Scientology does harm children. The practices are harmful for children, including making them go on course at the age of 6. Most children in Scientology don't have a higher education than a 6th grade education. They're denied access to a proper education. And there's proven facts that children do develop in different stages, and some take longer to develop within each stage of the developmental stage. This is why they're finding that there are many children with autism that are developmentally delayed. I am the host of this channel. My name is Julie O'Connell. I do try to provide facts. I know a girl that works at Bad Hair Day. She's a low-functioning autistic. However, they make her feel welcomed at her job at Bad Hair Day. If you have any type of disability in Scientology, you are considered a degraded being. You are considered you're considered below body death. And Scientology really does frown on people with disabilities, if they're gay, or if they have diseases. They aren't allowed to seek medical help. Jenna has spoken about it, where if you have a headache or if you are really sick, you're not even allowed to have aspirin. That's how bad it is, or Tylenol. This is why I'm fighting so hard to try to end Scientology and get their tax-exempt status away. Scientology has harmed children. They've covered up SA, like I've said. Even Matt Pesh claimed that they had a slush fund that would send perpetrators away from the legal jurisdiction of where the incidents were perpetrated at. These policies were made known at the Danny Masterson trial. And the Danny Masterson trial did have a big impact on what happens in Scientology. However, many people who are fighting the Church of Scientology and who have filed lawsuits, many of their lawsuits go into arbitration. However, some of the Jane Does are stipulating what has been happening to them after they left the Church of Scientology does not bind them to an arbitration agreement, because many of them have had incidents of harassment, stalking, private investigators stuck on them. It's awful. Scientology is harmful. Scientology does harass humans. And Scientology does harass members who are speaking their truth. It's proof positive. On Leah Remini in the aftermath, Mike Rinder showed a birdhouse that had a camera pointed at his house. It's how Scientology tries to distract people from speaking out about what is going on with the Church of Scientology. Scientology has harmed children. This is why it is important to get the messages of Scientology out there and how we can end the Church of Scientology. And there are many campaigns to do that. Write the IRS a letter stating you want Scientology's tax-exempt status taken away. Write your local congressperson to state if they would be willing to have hearings on their tax-exempt status. Speak about the CANRA Act, the Child Abuse Neglect Reporting Act. These are all good campaigns to make awareness to what is truly going on in Scientology. The Way to Happiness is a front group for Scientology. When 9/11 happened, they were handing out waters to like the firefighters. They were handing out these pamphlets to people fighting to help save lives after 9/11. This is not true help. If you truly wanted to help, you would have done things right. We saw that the Way to Happiness group, when the LA fires were happening last year, they were stealing items that were donated for family members who lost everything in those fires. It's a proven fact. It was seen on Manning 8's channel, and it was seen on a few other channels. Scientology covers up the fact that they hide crimes within their own church. Scientology has everything written down. Everything from the policy letters to the actual tech that was used in auditing sessions on certain people. This is why, if Scientology were raided, this would be so damning for them. I believe that Mike Rinder handed some documents over. I don't believe he fully explained what everything meant. Because if he did, then why is Scientology still happening? Why is Scientology still continuing to grow and continuing to try to trap members inside that cult? They have a tendency, if you go in there for like a personality test, they will lock you in the building. This is not okay. This is human entrapment, and it's not okay. Thank you and have a beautiful day. I am the sponsor of my videos. Have a wonderful day. Take time for your family and friends. Be safe. We're in the midst of a really bad snowstorm here and sleet and ice storm. Sadly, I've heard over 500,000 people are without power from Texas all the way up to Tennessee. So just be safe. Take time for your family and friends. Do the things that you love and do what makes you happy. Thank you and have a great day.